What's up, everybody? Welcome to another class on my channel. It's always amazing to see you and connect to you. If you were just peeking into my stories, I was just talking about this Dharma that came up for me a few weeks ago, and I've been playing with all of those ideas. So today, hopefully, I'll tell you more about it in this meditation, and we're gonna find our a breakthrough together, or we're gonna plant some seeds for the breakthrough to come. And so bring two blocks because we're gonna be meditating. If you need to be on your back, that's also okay. But if possible, just give it a try. See if you can be in a tall seat in your meditation. And then ideally, it's always good to stretch before we meditate just because we want the body to feel ready for it. I already practiced, so I'm feeling pretty ready for this. If you're just here for the meditation, lean on a wall, get comfortable. That's all I'm trying to say. So create Dhyana Mudra, left palm under, right palm over. Your thumbs are going to come to touch, and you'll close your eyes and find your breath. So notice your home base here, your connection to the mat, your connection to the floor, to your blocks, to your pillow, to your bolster. And then you'll drive the crown of your head straight up. Maybe notice breath. And the mind is going to be moving, and that's totally okay. We're not trying to change our emotions or change who we are. We're just here to take small baby steps, which is what we do every single time we come to our mats, to find forgiveness, to create space, to learn something, to release something, and hopefully to keep moving forward with 1% more wisdom, 1% more courage, and just space in general. There is this affirmation that I've been using when I meditate, and it's actually by John Hopkins, which I love his music. If you haven't listened to his work, just please do that. But there is a song, and then in one of the lyrics, he says, "You do not need doubt because you already know." So here, with your eyes closed, see if you can elevate your gaze towards your third eye center. And this doesn't have to feel too intense in your eye muscles. You're just shifting your awareness to the forehead center. This represents a calming point in Chinese medicine, and it's also connected to your third eye chakra, and is a point that energetically represents what we know, our connection to wisdom, our connection to trusting ourselves, to trusting our intuition, and to listen more than anything, to listen and be aware. And I invite you, if right now you're experiencing fear of losing something or fear of creating something. In psychology, we speak about emotions related to past, present, and future. And usually when we go to past, we find regrets, we find guilt, maybe resentment because it already happened. And that usually shapes our perspective, because then we are, oh, I know. And that knowing, it's almost with lowercase knowing. And I know. And that shapes my perspective, my perception, how I interact with others, and how I move forward in my life. And so whenever my perception feels too fixed, I like to go back to svadhyaya, self-study. And then in a way, I challenge myself. And I sit down with a lot of courage and notice, Maybe you're too fixed here. How can you approach this situation with a new perspective? What's right here for you to learn? So I call that an abundant perspective that feels more flexible. And then when the mind moves forward into our future, the emotion linked to future is usually feared or anticipation, again, because we already know. And so see if you can be in the now and go back to that affirmation that I shared with you. I do not need doubt because I already know. I do not need doubt because I already know. Letting those words shape your awareness, your listening, and hopefully bring some ease into your heart. Knowing that no emotion is final, and that we do have the ability to transform our perception, our perspective. We do have the ability to change. We do have the ability to find ease, to release some of that suffering, and to find some freedom. And that's why we come back to our mats, to our practice, to our meditation. We sit down, we journal, we go for a walk, we drink water, we nourish ourselves, we set boundaries, we create new relationships with people that bring love, compassion, acceptance, courage into our lives. And it feels refreshing. So I was also thinking about that a few days ago, how if I wanted to transform my perspective, I also needed to transform my habits, practice other styles, listen to other things, have other conversations. Because habits are something tangible. So maybe here there's an invitation for us to plant some seeds, to do some things differently. Not everything, just one thing in a different way. You do not need doubt because I already know. And you know. Keep coming back to your intuition. Keep coming back to your community. Keep coming back to caring for yourself, to self-love, self-respect, kindness, humanness, and ease. Bring your hands to prayer. Seal your meditation. Thumbs to your third eye center. And thank you so much for practicing or meditating with me today. Namaste.